I got my hands on this season's hottest palette. Well, one of them, because there's a million neutral palettes on the market right now, but this one's a little different because it comes with two creamy bases, which are going to lay beautifully underneath these velvety shadows. And with the Sephora sale coming up, I thought it would be the perfect time to demo a few looks using this to see if you want to add it to your cart. And Patrick Ta packaging is always stunning, but I really love this little shield that they built in to protect the cream product so that the powders don't mix in and dilute the formula. And now let's get into the good part, which is actually applying the makeup. I'm really excited about how dark and pigmented this black is, but today let's just go with the brown. Like, you don't really want your brush completely covered, and we're just going to start to tap that onto the lid, and we're going to push it into the crease with the side of the brush that has product on it, and then flip it over to the clean side to soften up the edges. And because this does not dry down matte, you will have to set this with some type of shadow to avoid creasing. And I really love this formula because you don't really need a lot and it blends out really nicely. Now with the fluffy but flat brush, let's dip into this dark brown chocolate color, and I'm just lightly tapping the shadow to where our brush looks like that, and then slowly and lightly tapping it all over the lid, up to the crease, and everywhere we put down that brown base. And just a tip, when you're working with cream shadows and then setting them with a powder eyeshadow, you want to work in light layers and make sure that everywhere you put down the cream is completely covered with eyeshadow. Number one, so that it's not patchy, and number two, so that your eyeshadow doesn't move and you get a nice uniform look. And then with the head of the brush, I'm just going to lightly buff whatever shadow is left on the brush into the crease. And oh my gosh, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. There have been so many palettes that have come out that I was like, I don't need this. Now that I'm playing with it, I am so glad I got it. So we started here, we went here. Let's go here with the fluffy brush, minimal amounts of product, and then where that brown meets the brow bone, let's just tap some product on here to warm it up and then really blow out the look. And then with the same brush, let's go into this vanilla and then run it underneath the brow bone to give us a really soft highlight. Now this palette is described as velvety, and I 100% am getting that. This really buffs into the skin, and it's essential that you have some type of cream base or sticky base down to really grab onto the formula. For the lid, we used the brown that came in the palette. For underneath the brow, I had a concealer there, and that is essential to really gripping onto this formula and bringing it to life. Now you could totally stop here or take it up a notch. So grab a mini pencil brush, something really small, and then grab a regular size pencil brush. Most standard brush collections come with a brush like this, but if you want the exact brushes I use, I will insert what that looks like right here. And let's tap into the brown and then add just a little more product to this outer V, starting to create the wing. You could totally do this with the black, by the way, and then run it through this outer corner, through the crease, and then switch to our standard pencil brush and go back in with this black shadow and lightly stamp it over that brown. And what this will do is give you the drama and depth that black brings to an eye makeup look without turning the entire look into a black smoky eye. And then with the fluffy brush that we use to blend out the crease and the brow bone, slightly go over that to soften it up, but don't completely blend it away. So this is a very soft daytime. You want some color on the eye, not a full 2010 club moment. This is adding a touch of drama to the outer edge while still keeping the overall look brown. Also, the reason I really love using a very light cream like these underneath black shadow is because a lot of times when people use black shadow and they're intimidated about it getting everywhere, it's often because the black shadow travels and moves and you may not have the exact product that you need to secure it in place as you're blending it, but this grabs onto it immediately, so it gives you a lot more control, and there's just a little bit more strategy behind your blend, so it's kind of feel proof. And for this step, I really recommend a small flat brush so you can control exactly where you're placing it. And I'm taking it right up to the crease through the lid, and then using that flat head of the brush to really carve it out right through here. And once you feel like the entire lid is covered, all of the shadow is pushed into that creamy base, still in this warm color, and where this color meets that outer corner, just tap some warmth on top of it, push it up to the crease, and then the front of the brow. So what I'm going to do now is finish off the complexion and then come back to show you the lower lash line work. Okay, I've done most of the complexion with the exception of baking the under eyes, and for the lower lash line, I want to stick to the warmer tones. Get this warm tone shadow right through this lower lash line, and using this color to softly blend out the edges. And now we're going to bake through here at the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Powder. You can get up on the sponge, warming it up through the palm of my hand so that it's evenly distributed on the puff. And now when I go to press it through here, you're going to get the most seamless, flawless application. I'm going with MAC Studio Fix powder and C3, and then stamping over that. I always sandwich my loose baking powder. This cancels out any chance for there to be flashback, and it gives you the most flawless under eye. Now you can do mascara or lashes, but I do want to add just a little bit of shimmer to this Urban Decay Space Cowboy, and I'm adding it right in here. This is a luster shimmer, so you can still see your skin through it. It's not going to totally change the look. It's just going to add a tiniest bit of pop right through here. Going on a little bit of Maybelline Sky High. And for lashes, I wanted to go in with the Ardell Lift Effect. This totally drew me in, and I feel like whenever you look at people that get their makeup done by Patrick Ta, they always have these gorgeous, romantic, soft eyes. Honestly, they kind of look like that. So let's pop these on. This is with the lash. This is without. I am obsessed with the style. This is the completed look with the first look that I'm going to do from the Patrick Ta palette. I am obsessed. I literally can't believe I was debating not getting this because I was like, I have neutral palettes and there's some other ones I wanted to try, but let me tell you, I cannot wait to do more looks with this. So comment down below and let me know what other color combinations you want to see.